Whoa. This is the first episode of
the new podcast.
Yes. You know what I mean? A lot of people might know me from the Derek Rivera show, but I'd like for you to introduce yourself at least, and then I can come in and introduce myself, because I don't think anybody actually listens to my other podcast that I haven't done in a long time. But,
Well, what's up, everybody? My name is Stephen Graham. I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, doing it for almost 3.5 years. Follow my Instagram. I'll put in the link later in the comments. But right now it's Stephen Graham BJJ _ Follow me, like my stuff, and I'll shout you out later.
Yeah. And when I'm Derek Rivera, I'm just a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a white belt in jiu-jitsu. It's amazing to me how awesome jiu-jitsu brings people together. But I'll get into that. But yeah, I'm pretty much just a regular dude, and I'll put my Instagram down there as well if you want to follow. If you don't, I don't give a shit. But because I got like a lot of followers, but like they're like all like fake accounts. There'd be some chick like, "Hey, you're cute," and I'm like, first of all, you're blind.
And then you follow back.
Yeah. No, I don't follow them back actually anymore. I went through there like when I first started going to church again. I went through there and started just taking all that off my Instagram because it was like the content was so bad. I'll pull up my phone and like he was just some chicks like playing with her tits, and I'm like, oh crap, dude. I'm like, that's not who I am. That's not who I am. But they were like. I'm like, I am so sorry, because it'd be like in public, dude. Like, you'd be at work, and I work with a bunch of women, so I'm like, I pull up, I'm like, and my Instagram accidentally pops up if I throw the phone down, and it's like some chick playing with her tits and like licking herself, and I'm like, don't mind me.
I don't know if we could add that in the podcast. We might get banned already just for that part.
I hope not. Like, what I've noticed, like, I've been podcasting for 4 years. And what I've noticed is, like, sometimes they love shocking content, and other times people don't really respond to a lot of, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, what they respond to, because, like, you kind of have to be, like, dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't mean to sound bitter or nothing like that, but, like, there's a lot of podcasts out there that are freaking so stupid. And I'll listen to them, and I'm like, well, this is great. And you can't learn nothing. But I could definitely edit that part out. It might take a second, but yeah. Anyway, I'm Derek Rivera, and I'm pretty much just a white belt, and it's pretty fun. Learned a lot. Met you through the gym.
Yep.
I remember, like, I'm gonna say this because it was. I don't know if it's funny or not, but like I remember seeing the pictures of y'all before I came to the gym, and Scott was like, "You need to come to the gym," and Jesse every once in a while post on Facebook, and Jesse would come in like, well, if you're in jiu-jitsu, you'd feel a lot better, and stuff like that, and I'm like, and I saw you, and I'm like, oh no, like. And I was like, they're gonna put me against that guy, and I'm gonna like just get smashed my first day, and I'm done. Like,
I'm not that type of person.
I know, but
I like to have my rowing partners have fun, just like I do.
It is pretty fun, actually.
Well, guys, we're looking for a name for this podcast. If you guys can come up with a funny one and we like it, the top 3, we'll pick from those. If you guys want to let us know in the comments.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty dope, because we also want to base the YouTube channel off of it, because I don't think we should use my YouTube channel because of the whole blacklisted thing. But
this is a fresh start for 2025, a whole new name.
Yeah, 2025 is gonna be a good year, I think.
Well, one of my buddies on Instagram says we should put Two Big Dudes Podcast.
That sounds cool.
I mean, that's one of the names I did say earlier today.
Yeah, I can't think of one, because everything like I think of is like literally like alcohol related or something, and it's like I feel like I'm like because it takes me a while to think of stuff, but like I've had many podcasts before, I had one. It's called The Morning Beer, and then I went to the Derek Rivera show, but The Morning Beer, because if you make a podcast named after beer, you have to like freaking be beer themed all the time. And so, you can't get wasted on a freaking Sunday morning to do a podcast. You're like, oh, crap.
I mean, you could.
Well, yeah, I've done it. I've done it so many times. There's been so many times where I used to do my old podcast, and I'll get wasted. I'm like, crap, I gotta go to work. In an hour.
Holy shit.
It was crazy.
I do like this mic setup though. This mic's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's funny how I bought this little splicer thing for our headphones like 4 years ago, and I never used them.
Well, fuck.
I guess
here we go.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe that's what it does. See, I like how you have people on your Instagram that respond to you. People on my Instagram just watch my stuff.
It took a long time, dude. A long time for it.
For real. Like I posted a meme the other day, and it said, "What generation are you from?" And people have been really giving me a lot of hate for it. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, it's a joke. I'm not making fun of everybody born. I'm not making fun of anybody that's born after being a millennial. I'm just making jokes about all this and stuff, and people are getting like really mad. Like one guy like started yelling at me, and he's like, "Well, us Gen Z had to go through this because of y'all." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I didn't do nothing to you. I'm not your mom and dad, bro."
Well, what do you want to talk about today?
Well,
you want to talk about jiu-jitsu first?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of like, how we kind of introduced ourselves. Like, I think we should at least like let them know how we got into it, and I also wanted to bring up like how a lot of people online think the Gracie Barra stuff is like cultish, and I've never been to one of their gyms, so I don't know.
I'll just share my experience later.
Yeah, because I would share my experience. I mean, if you want to.
Well, how I got into jiu-jitsu was my buddy that used to live with me. He used to sleep on my couch, and he was like, "Man, dude, come try this sport." And I was like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that sport. It doesn't look fun. I'm not trying to get hurt." And he's like, "No, dude, just try it." So I was like, "Okay." So one day he calls me, and he goes, "Hey, like, go to this spot at this time, and I'll be there." I'm like, "Okay." I show up, and it says jiu-jitsu on the wall, and I was like, oh, this fucking guy. But he already paid for it, so I was like, damn, I at least got to go in it. So I go in, and he's not there, and I'm like getting nervous, I'm scared. I'm like, man, dude, I'm the only big dude here. Everybody was probably 170 and under. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't know if I can do this. I'm the only big dude again. And then, so I start doing the warm-ups. I'm doing all the shrimps. I'm doing all the, the whole setup. 30 minutes goes by, and I still don't see my friend. I'm fucking shitting bricks, dude.
Oh.
Eventually, he shows up, and he's like, "Oh, what's up?" Like, he introduces himself to the coach or whatever. And then, dude, I just was so happy because he was there. I knew somebody's face, and it just made me happy knowing that, like, somebody took the time to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the whole class, and I was like, dude, I'm so tired. An hour rolling, I wanted to go home.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, dude, I already paid for another class. We're going somewhere else. So we drove 40 minutes to another gym, to his gym. And I did a whole another hour there. So I did 2 hours or so of jiu-jitsu my very first day. I was full of sweat. I was tired. My body hurt. Thought I was going to die a few times. And then the next day I paid for the very first class. I paid for the full month, and I was like, all right, let's just see if I can do the month. And I've been going since, and that was in 3 years ago. I can't remember the month.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, it's been one of the best things I've ever gotten into. And
oh, yeah.
I appreciate my buddy Emilio for pushing me to do this.
And you lost a lot of weight, too. I saw old pictures of you.
When I first started, I was probably close to 350. And now, the ending of 2024, I am now at 293 is what I woke up to this morning.
Nice.
So I've dropped a lot of weight from that. I still look hella fat. Don't get me wrong. I'm so fat. I love food, but without jiu-jitsu, I probably would have never lost weight.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's how I feel too. Like, yesterday was the first time in class that I put my legs up to do a triangle. Like, and that was the first, like, cause you worked with me before, and like when Jesse was teaching us it, and I couldn't even remember putting my legs up that high, and you had to hold me up. Well, like yesterday was because Lee was trying to show me something, and he's like, "Well, put me in a triangle." I was like, "All right, I'll try it," and I just went, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, and I was like, "Can we stop for a second?" He's like, "Yeah." So I just want to see how impressive this is right now. And I noticed something because like when Mario was teaching me something, I did it too, and I put my legs up high, like, and he's like, and no one else thought anything of it, but I was just like, did I just really do that? Like, and it's weird because like my first time I went in there was last year on June 27th, 2 days before my birthday, and we were Skylar and Jesse had been trying to talk me into it for years, but I lived in Killeen.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, when you come, and Skylar knew I was moving down here. And so he's like, you need to see this. And like, and when he first started talking to me again, because it's a long story actually, but it's not really that long, but it is. Like, for me and him started talking after 18 years again. And he was like, yo, you should try jiu-jitsu. I'm like, dude, no. Like, because I see him and TJ and they're like all in good shape and they're all rolling around. I'm like, no.
Yeah, see, that's how I felt.
And he's like, well, come to our competition. So I started going to their competitions. And one day they had one at South Padre, and they're like, we want you to see this dude, Jesse. And I'm like, all right. And then I see him, I'm like, well, he just looks like an average dude, like,
Yeah.
And, Jesse's kind of a big dude, but he was so freaking fast. And I'm like, what the? Like, I said it out loud. I was like, what the fuck? Like that, in the middle of the whole gym. But they're in South Padre, and Jesse took this dude that was actually bigger than him down. Like, it was a child's play.
Yeah, Jesse's good, dude.
And I was like, and that's when I started, like, kind of, like, started watching videos and stuff. And it still took me, like, 2 years to walk in the gym. Because I didn't move back down here for, like, another two and a half years. And then I was like, man, this is so dope. And I said, this stuff's pretty cool. I can never see myself doing it. And then I added Jesse on Facebook, and every time I'd post something kind of depressing, he'd be like, well, if you're in jiu-jitsu, you wouldn't be feeling that way. And, like, he just throw little stuff in, you know how he does. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not you guys, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to even get a stripe, right? And that was my whole thought process. And so one day they finally got me to walk in, because I moved down here last May, and then they're like, I finally got me to walk in June. It took them a month of talking me into it. And I'm like, fine, I'll fucking go. And I went to the first class. It was Mario's class. And he decided that, he's like, let's turn the heat up. And he turns up the heat to like 90 degrees. And then has me run around the whole mat with everybody. And like, it's the beginner class, And we were shrimping and doing all that stuff. And I was like, dude, I can't do this. I can't. It was like a whole hour of hell for me. And then like the next class was like Coach David's class. And I think you came in, Jesse came in, and like and a bunch of other people came in. And they're like, this is the advanced class. I'm like, well, I'm going to sit this one out. And I was just like, the whole time, like, because, like, we weighed me that afternoon, and I was 398 pounds. Like, 398.6 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus, I've never been this big in my life. And I know I'm smaller than that now, but, like, at the last time I weighed myself, like, right after promotions, this last summer, I was, like, 360. So I was like, okay, because, like, I didn't change my eating habits that much.
Yeah.
But I just started, like, doing more stuff and being more active. Because in Killeen, all I had to do was go home and go to work and stuff like that. And went down a pretty weird path. But it was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, as soon as I tried, I got like, addicted.
You can get addicted to the sport. It's fun, dude. I like it.
Yeah. Like, because it was weird. Because I was sitting there, I'd be at home, and I'm like, dude. And, like, sometimes when I can't go, I'm just, like, torturing myself, like, literally, like, there's a lot of times, like, everybody's there, and I'll see pictures, I'm like, damn, dude, like, what the, like, I could be over there, and, like, and I was nervous, because, like, the first class I did was, like, literally, the first person I ever rode with was Jorge.
Yeah.
And he was the only one, like, he wasn't even close to my size, but he was, like,
he was willing to roll with
me. He was the only one willing to roll with me at first, and I was like, damn, dude, and then, but I was nervous. Like, I didn't even know what rolling was. All I know is I got humbled really fast. But it was like an act of Congress to step on that mat in that gym.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, man, I don't know. I can still run. Because, like, Skylar came in, and he went over there and started talking. And I'm just like, oh, man. I'm looking around. I was like, I don't know any of these people. I've only seen them through their competitions. And, like, and Mario's like, come on. All right. It literally took me an act of Congress to step on that mat, though. I was about to run.
Dude, the hardest step of doing jiu-jitsu is the very first class and stepping on the mat.
Yeah.
Like, nobody believes that, but that is the hardest thing to do, is to step on that mat.
Mm-hmm.
And be willing to trust other people with your life.
Yeah. For real.
But yeah, no, I started with that one class, did the next class. And then the next day I was like, all right, going back at it again. And then I just kept going. I've met a lot of cool people. You know, I started in California.
Yeah.
So I started an elite team Reedley in California. And again, I'm the only big dude that was there for the first 6 months. So everybody, my only partner was Josh. I think Josh is only 150 with the wet blanket on him.
Dang.
He's only like 5'4",
Oh, wow.
5'3", and that was my only partner I could roll with. And I gotta shout him out. Thank you, Josh, for always being there for me, for being my first partner in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I couldn't be here without him. But yeah, no, dude. The scariest moment was stepping on that mat. But like ever since then, 3.5 years now. I just recently got sponsored.
Yep.
By a great company out of Idaho. Their Instagram is in my bio. Check them out. Follow them out. Use code GRAM for 15% off at checkout.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing what's happened to me in the last couple of years. In the last few months.
That was I was there with you when you got spawned. That was crazy.
Yeah. But then I moved. You know, I trained there for almost 2 years in California. Then I decided to move to Texas on a whim. I just was like, fuck it, I'm moving. I'm going to go to Texas.
Yeah.
So January 1st of 2023, I jumped on the plane, landed in Texas, and then I took a few weeks off of no training just so I can work and do my stuff and get money for a gym. The very first gym I went to was a Gracie Baja gym.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about them.
That gym was different. I kept getting in trouble with the professor just because I didn't want to wear the gi. I didn't want to wear the rash guards or the shorts. That's not me. I'm a very colorful person. I like to have my own, express my own stuff out there. I only lasted 2 months with them. Ended up having to leave. And then I ended up finding Triple Threat on Google.
Yeah.
I got a hold of them and they told me what class to join. I said, okay, so I did it. My first person I rolled with was Jim. And man, was that a fun roll. And then I rolled with Jesse. Got destroyed by Jesse in my very first class. But ever since then, I've learned a lot from him and Jim. Pretty much everybody in the gym I've learned from.
Yeah.
I even learned from you on how to be more humble as a person.
Yeah.
But recently we just had promotions and I wasn't expecting to get a shirt, dude.
I knew you would.
I was just there to support everybody else. I really didn't care about me. I was like, you know what, my friends deserve these stripes, these belts, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a great feeling to see everybody else be happy.
Yeah, I like going there.
And again, congratulations to everybody that got sponsored or got striped up, got new belts. Hey, good job, guys.
Hell yeah.
Well deserved.
It was, and like I like going just to like watch people.
Yeah.
And stuff, and like that gym is like, it's great. Like I don't. That's one reason why I don't want to move out of this town now.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know how much I talk trash about this town, and I will always be unhappy with the town. But like the gym is like the only place I want to go to there. And like, oh yeah, you know, we go here. Let's go to the movies. I'm like, how about you just drop me off at the gym? And it's just like, you know, because everybody there is so cool, and like everybody I've rolled with there has taught me one thing. You know, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you know, and it's like everybody there is like really helpful, and that's one thing I was like nervous about going in there, because like I'm like, oh, dude, they're gonna be like this fat piece of shit, and like that's exactly what I thought. Like, dude, everybody's gonna think I'm stupid. They're gonna laugh at me. They're gonna like, you know, pretty much ban me from the gym because I'm too dumb to learn. And this is all the things I was thinking. Hold on, I'm like, man, no one's gonna want to roll with me, and you know, it's just like then no one cared. They just
Jiu-Jitsu is a very safe place to go.
It's like
for
that.
Anybody.
Yeah, it really is.
Because you have to be willing to trust people and they have to trust you. Because your life is in their hands, essentially. From being choked to being your arm being ripped off to anything, really.
And don't be like my ass. If anybody out there listening and you're trying to think, don't be like me and let's see how far they can take it.
Yeah, don't do that. If it hurts, tap. Don't try to be a hero. Just
Yeah.
tap immediately. I tap all the time for nothing.
Yeah, same.
I have work the next day. I'd rather not be sore the next day.
Yeah.
Or have
I'm
to
sore
go
right now, but-
or have to go to the hospital because I was an idiot and didn't want to tap turn no more.
Yeah. I didn't want to tattoo it on, bro. He said, for real. It'd be something simple, too.
Shit, what else do you want to talk about?
You know, well, you were talking about the. I was thinking of some things, but I don't know really. You know, I didn't want to get too crazy on this episode, but I am hyped up on 2 energy drinks.
That you definitely didn't need.
Yeah, because I was telling you, I was like, Dad, last night I drank like all these energy drinks and my heart was hurting, and then I'm telling myself last night, I'm like, hey God, if you let me live, man, no more energy drinks. And what did I do?
You bought an energy
Yeah,
drink
the
this
first
morning.
time I lived, I bought 2 of them and just downed them as back to back. Like, don't mind me. But I was gonna ask you also like about that the Gracie one. The reason why I was bringing that up is because I see these memes and the people are like, oh, don't you do this and this, you know? And it's like, I'm like, is it really like that? Like, you know, 'cause I know you have to wear certain gis, certain, you know, like rash guards, and it's like,
I don't want to talk bad about them,
yeah,
but sometimes they can be like that.
yeah,
The one I went to, they were upset that I didn't wear a Gracie for a while,
yeah,
or the rash guards. But I told them like, I just moved here. I don't have a lot of money. Like, this is all I have from my old gym. They were kind of understanding about it, but once I was there for a couple weeks, they were like, "Hey, you need to buy our stuff," and I was
yeah,
like, "Okay." So then they overcharged me for a gi, overcharged me for the rash guard, overcharged me for the gym membership, and I was like, this is not what I paid for.
Yeah.
Like, this is not what I want. But then they don't do live rolling. Everything's different. You know, they're really strict on you can't ask a higher belt to roll. I didn't know that. I tried. I asked one of the purple belts. I was like, "Hey man, can I get a roll?" And he was like, "You can't ask me to roll. Like that's not how we do it around here." And I was like, "Okay, you know, that's fine."
Damn, that's all I roll with is high belts.
Yeah. Again, I was still a white belt at the time.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, you're a white belt. You can't do that. Like that's disrespectful." And then I ended up having to roll with this big brown, purple belt that destroyed me really bad, and it's the acorns from the trees falling.
Yeah.
And he destroyed me. And after that, I was, you know what? I don't think this is for me anymore. Like I don't like this gym. I don't like the atmosphere. It's not fun. So I ended up just leaving, and then I went to Triple Threat.
Yeah, Triple Threat's home.
But again, I don't want to talk that bad on Gracie's or people like what they like, and if you like it there and your rolling partners are so cool and you can actually have a fun time there, then go for it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But it wasn't. But the atmosphere was not for me. It's not just one of those things.
Yeah, so that's like one of the. I've only been to Triple Threat, and I see sometimes y'all go to other gyms and stuff like that, but I'm like, I've only been to Triple Threat, and I've had the greatest time ever. And that's the only reason why I still come back in. It's not that, I don't, like, I feel like I'm getting a little better, and there's been times where I'm like, oh, did I just fucking do that? And, like, my dumb ass sometimes in the middle of a roll, like, oh, damn, that's cool, and I'll just stop, and I get beat up. Did you really just leave me open for that? Like, yeah. Or I'll realize my mistake, but nah, like I've always that's the only reason why I asked the question about it. I didn't want to bring nothing up, but like that's the only reason why I asked that question because I see these memes and I'm like, is that true like that? Like, but because our gym's cool, like could you imagine? It's like, oh, you can't wear that gi or you can't wear that gi, Derek, and I'm like, God dang, that's the only one I can find in my size.
Yeah.
Because it's like I wear like a 5X.
Yeah.
That's like.
And it's hard to find gis our size.
Yeah.
Like I'm an A6 in certain gis, some an A5.
Yeah.
But like it's just hard.
I bought an A6 and it went close around my stomach.
Yeah, the one that you gave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
and it barely closes on me.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you giving me that gi.
Hell
I
yeah.
needed that.
Well, it's just gonna sit there, so it's like, I'm like, Skyler told me, well, wait till you lose weight, bro. I'm like, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna drastically go through a change in a month and drop. No, I like to eat bad food. That's my problem. I think if I would stop eating the bad food, I probably would have been in pretty good shape right now. But
what else do you want to talk about?
But
shoot me questions, I'll answer them.
All right. Well, I was just talking about that, but Yeah, big shout out to Triple Threat though, because
Yeah,
like
big shout out.
those guys are pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, someone will listen. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, well, Derek's on it. We don't listen to him talk. Every time he comes to the gym, he just don't shut up. They're making comments all day, but no, I'll be like having a good time, and you know, there was a few things. You know, I just trying to think of some stuff, but off the top of my head, you know, because I didn't want to get too much into the news, because the news is kind of disappointing, you know, but you know how like a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the news, and you know, like people are always like, let's talk about the news. It's like, yeah, we can talk about the news, but then I'm gonna point out something. Everybody's gonna think I'm a crazy guy, and then we're gonna get blacklisted. So like, we don't want to do that. I mean, I know, like, you know, there's a bunch of things I've talked about, but over the years, you know, and I was gonna do a shout out to Whataburger but Anthony gave me a good burger last night, so I won't.
You got a shout out to Anthony. He's the one that got it for you.
Yeah. Please come back to the gym, bro.
Yes, Anthony, you got to come back. We miss you. Again, we do have a new Anthony. He's a lot more handsome than you.
Damn.
Nah, I'm just joking, dude.
There was one guy I was trying to get to come in the gym. He's about 500 pounds, and I used to work with him, and he's about 6'7".
Really?
And I was like, I want to take him down. And like, cause like I noticed like my mentality is different than like like a lot of people's. It's like it has like a white belt mentality sometimes. Cause like in Chili's the other night, we're sitting there talking. I'm looking at all these big guys. I'm like, I could take him. I could take him. I could take him. I could take him. I probably couldn't take him. I could take him. You know, like it's just I don't know if that's like a white belt mentality or you know what it is. Cause you know, and like
the confidence.
I think that's what it is. Cause like I didn't have much confidence in myself. But, like, I do know one thing. Like, when I got, like, I almost quit before I got the stripe. Because I was like, I'm not making any progress, and I feel like crap, and I've been coming here in the mornings and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm kind of like, you know, holding everybody back that's training with me. That's what I felt like. And then, like, that day, he called my name, and I was like, oh.
Oh, in July.
Yeah. And I got my first stripe, and I was like, whoa.
Dude, once you get that first stripe, you can't stop, dude.
And then I'm like, it's an addiction now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I mean, I don't want to compare it to like what I've done in the past, but I'm just saying like once you get that first like high, it's like that. It's like getting your first high, and you're like, oh, okay. Well, let me try to get another one. Let's see where this goes. Before you know it, you're like, you know, you're a couple in or whatever. But like, hopefully, I'll get some more. But those acorns are good.
It must be windy outside.
Yeah.
Granted, guys, we're in my airplane hangar at my house. There's acorn trees above us, so that's what you hear in the background.
What's better than hearing my window unit in my room? Because like my small ass room, it's like, and I'm like, oh. And I just get mad and start screaming about something. But I'm trying not to do that, be like that guy, you know, the rageful, you know, guy. Because you know, the first time I ever did stand up comedy. That's how that was, you know. I just started screaming about stuff and people were laughing. But, you know, that's something I want to get back into. Because that was actually, like, you know how when you do something, you're instantly good at it? And people are like, oh, you're great at that. And you're like, yeah.
But you never feel like you are?
Yeah. But I went up there and did comedy, and they thought I was fucking with them.
So when are you going to get back into comedy?
Hopefully next year. I already got a joke written down I want to do on Kill Tony. But, like, it's kind of a risque joke, but I think I can pull it off, honestly. And I pulled off jokes worse. Like, I did stand-up, and the guys in there thought I was been doing stand-up for like 10 years. Yeah. It was my first time.
So where are you going to do this stand-up at? Do you have any gigs set up?
No, not yet. Well, I wanted to go to Kill Tony, but...
What's that one?
It's like a podcast where like he'll set up his podcast at Joe Rogan's comedy club. Yeah. And then they draw names of people that call comedians that put their names in. Yeah. And they'll come up there and do like a minute of comedy. Then he'll roast them for like 10 minutes, and then you know they'll roast each other or whatever. Then you know, and I've been getting myself ready for like a minute of comedy. And what I do is like I'll write down a joke, and then I'll say it, and then I'll try to say it like a little bit better and then a little bit faster. But you can't go too fast like you're reading something, you know, but you gotta like say it like you're talking.
Say a joke right now.
A joke, my life. No, I was kidding. No, like I was the first joke I've written in years was one pretty much about how old I'm getting.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the premise is like, I'm 37 now and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, but I know it's coming up close to the colonoscopy.
The colonoscopy.
Yeah, like that's coming up pretty soon, and I know every man has to get one. But like, what if I get it and I like it? And you know what I mean? Like, and that's the whole premise.
Then you have to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'd have to get, and, before I know it, I'm shoving shit up my ass, and I'm found dead somewhere with like a bunch of Crayolas on my ass, and stuff like that. But that's a fear,
I hope I never have to see that, Derek. I hope I don't have to see you butt ass naked.
Just found dead in a ditch with my ass sticking up in the air and fucking crayons and shit in there and a gerbil and a picture of my family. You saw like some of my family the other day.
I did.
It's so embarrassing, dude. They just come up to the table. I mean, I called my brother.
Dude, I thought you were Rick Ross, dude. You knew everybody there. Damn, you just kept pounding beers and saying what's up to everybody.
Dude, you know what was crazy? That last guy I talked to, he was one of my pastors.
Yeah.
And like, I gave him a hug, and he like looked at me because he smoked the beer, and I'm like, oh crap. And that's one reason why I didn't go to church today.
No, the reason you didn't go to church is because you want to do the podcast.
Yeah, that, and I had to do that stupid, gifts exchange for work. I didn't want to. I felt like I was the only person that didn't wrap a present. Like I came up with a bag.
That's gangster.
Yeah, everybody else wrapped their presents and stuff, and they had like all these fancy presents, and mine's like just some bottle of Jameson, and the lady loved it. She gave me a hug. She's like, "Oh, thank you. I love Jameson because my husband's gonna kill you, but I love it." I'm like, "Okay." I mean, it was better than like what I was gonna get a gift card or something, But like, because Christmas is coming up, and hopefully this episode will be out before Christmas. If not, it'll be a day after Christmas. But I'm definitely gonna try to get it out as fast as I can. It's just I think we gotta make a YouTube channel too.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to use my YouTube channel because it's blacked out.
We can do that today.
Yeah.
Unless you have somewhere you gotta go.
I have nothing to do.
Yeah, we can after this podcast. Maybe you can set up a YouTube.
I have literally nothing to do. Like on Sundays, I think one of my brothers wants to hang out, but
it happens.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go back. I'll go there later. Church is like, they know I drink. Like a lot of them have been following me for years. Like, oh yeah, and he's fallen asleep in people's yards before and stuff, and like.
But that's the old you.
Yeah.
That's not you now. That's not
exactly.
How people see you.
Exactly, and that's what Skyler was saying one day. He's like, "No, people see you as like a jiu-jitsu guy now." I'm like, "Really?
Yeah, you transformed your life into a jiu-jitsu person.
You know what really sucks is when I was in my store one day at my job. I work at a liquor store, and this guy was like, "I'll kick your ass," blah blah. And one of my coworkers was like, "Well, he does jiu-jitsu." He's like, "That UFC shit won't work on me." And I'm like, "UFC shit? Like, what are you talking about?" I was like, "Calm down there, buddy." He's like. And, he was just talking shit. And I was like, well, you should come to my gym. And he's like, oh, yeah, I go in there and whoop ass. I'm like...
Nah, we'll just put Jesse on him.
Yeah, that's what I was... Like, dude, it was an open mat one time I went to. And it was like right after I started. It was a time I did the podcast with Jesse and Skyler. Like, it was like right before I met you, like, completely. And literally, it was me, Jesse, Skyler, and I think... Guillermo was there, and it was a small open mat, but these guys came in, and they're like young, and they're like muscular and stuff. They lift weights, kind of guys, and they're and one's like, I'm a street fighter, and Jesse makes fucking disposal of these guys.
Was I there?
I don't know. I just know like these guys were like they're like one of them tried to call out Guillermo, and Guillermo went on like a bitch, and then the other one tried to call out Jesse, and Jesse like takes him down like with ease. And I guess they thought they saw Jesse and Guillermo. They're like, well,
there's no way they're gonna do nothing.
Yeah, these guys are just dads, and then and Jesse made it look like he made like that like when he rolled with that one kid that was like first of all like taller and like all built and stuff. Yeah. Like, and he was like, I'm a street fighter and I'll lift weights and stuff. That kid was throwing up by the where he was done. Like, he had to stop mid-roll and go throw up.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he's like, well, I can challenge any of y'all's white belts. And I'm like, okay, here we go. But they never challenged me. Like, they wouldn't, like, even look at me. And I'm, like, thinking in my head, like, I'm the one y'all could probably take down. I just started a week ago. And I'm like, I'm the one that y'all could probably actually come in here and make embarrassment of the gym. I said, but you choose Jesse? Like, out of everybody? Like...
Well, because everybody just sees Jesse and doesn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And then, boom, he's like taking you down.
I'm like, you choose. Like I told Jesse yesterday, I said, dude, you're like the final boss. Like I was rolling with, I said, you and Mario are the final bosses. Like, because I was rolling, I rolled with everybody. Then I was like, my last roll was with Jesse, and I'm like, oh crap. Like, he's like, come on, Derek. You know how he does. I'm like, all right. I get all excited, because my mind's like, maybe you might have a chance. And then my body's like, no, you don't. Like, that's what I've been dealing with right now. The only thing that's stressing me out is like being 37, but my mind still thinks I'm 27 or younger. My mind's like, yeah, you're 21, bro. Like, get up, man. Let's go for a walk. Let's do this. And then like my body's like, nope. Sit down. Like, it's crazy.
That's me every day. Yesterday was really good rolls, dude. I was definitely tired last night.
Dude, everybody turned it up.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like.
Whoever got striped or promoted, they definitely were trying to earn those the next day.
Yeah.
Especially Rylan.
Yeah.
Rylan turned it up on me, which was nice because I was able to feel for his actual speed.
Yeah, that dude's pretty awesome.
Who else did I roll? Oh, Lee. Lee was there.
Yeah.
That was fun to roll with Lee.
I haven't rolled with Lee in so long, and I was so happy to roll with him because I haven't rolled with him since I first started.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dude, I haven't seen Lee in forever. And so I got pretty happy to see Lee. Like,
I got scared. I thought he broke his ankle yesterday, dude, when he was rolling with me.
Yeah, when I came out of the bathroom, I was like, oh.
Well, because he tried to triangle me, but he was holding his ankle too tight. So then when he turned me, I fell on it.
Oh.
And it was in my ear, and all I heard was pop. And I was like, oh, and he let go, and I stood back up. And he was like, I think my ankle. And like he just started hopping around on the mat.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no, his ankle's broken. But he said he was good. I texted him this morning. He said his ankle was fine.
Yeah.
Just a little sore. Just poly smacked it.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I've always had respect for that dude because every time I come there, he'll show me something or whatever. He took me down though. That was hilarious. I was like, let's start standing up, and he's like, because he does that like mixed martial arts stuff
He
too.
does, yeah.
And so,
Dude, I want to see him fight one day.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to see Lee fight.
I haven't seen him yet. Like I've heard, but I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, dude, his guillotines are amazing.
Yeah.
Him
Like
and Skyler's.
Yeah, like
Skyler's.
Skyler's.
Skyler's guillotines are crazy.
Dude, that was the first badass roll I ever saw. Was like my first open mat I went to. Lee and Skyler went at it, and it was like almost like seeing Goku and Vegeta go at it, like on Dragon Ball Z. It was like, because it was almost like seeing like when Mario and Jesse go at it.
Yes.
Like and like when you see like the upper belts like that go at it, like when I see any of y'all like that are like blue and up go at it, I'm just like, and that's why sometimes you see me just watching y'all. And I'm like, damn, okay, I can do that, but I can't do that. And
you can't do that. You just gotta push yourself to do it.
That's true.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do it.
But I'm just like, dude, like I'll see them. It's literally watching like watching UFC or something like that, or a badass anime. Because I used to watch a lot of anime, but like just badass fights, and you're just like, damn, like look how fast them guys are going, like, or look how because like when you're in the middle of a roll, you're not really thinking about how fast you're going, I guess, but because I go pretty slow. I'm a slow roller.
Lately I've been pushing myself to go harder because I had a big match in February.
Yeah.
With Combat Sports Report.
Hell yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of killers at that tournament. It's a 16-man bracket. Our buddy Dakota did it in Denver.
Yeah.
In October, I think it was. Shout out to Dakota.
Can't wait till he comes back.
Yeah. But I'm going back. I'm gonna do it this time. And then see if I can go for the win, get that $1,500 cash prize, get the gold. If not, even if I lose my first round, hey, fuck it. I did the tournament. Yeah. I showed myself that I could do it. Hopefully I get my name out there.
Yeah.
And let's just fucking rock and roll.
For real, at least like that's what I was telling Skyler one time. He had lost one time and he was kind of like feeling down a little bit. I said, yeah, but at least you did it. I said, there's not many men I know that went to this fucking tournament and just showed up.
Well, that was like when I did my very first competition. I think I was only 4 months in.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, fuck it. I'm going to try it. I don't know shit. And it was Jiu-Jitsu World Leagues in LA of California.
Yeah.
Dude, I was dying, bro. I was breathing hard. I went against the very first dude I went against was like my size, was like 300 and something. It was a good scrap for a little bit, and he got me at the end with an arm bar, I think it was.
Damn.
So then I was out, and then I had to go back in. The next dude was like 6'6", tall dude. We went all 5 minutes. He beat me by 2 points, and that was, I took third, I think it was, or I think it was third.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was tired, dude. I was tired that day, but like that was the very first competition I did, and a lot of those guys were like, "Damn, dude, you're pretty good for your size."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Shit, I think I could do this."
Dude, now you move around like a guy half your size.
Yeah.
Like you and Jesse move around like guys that are like in like 120 pounds or something. Because I'm like, how the fuck did he do that? Like, there's some of the things I'm like, because I like to watch a lot too. So I'm just like, dang, bro. Like, I'll be over there getting ready or whatever, and I'm just like,
no, and I base a lot of my game off of Jesse, because he's the only dude that's my size, close to it, and he pushes me, dude. I really have to learn how to be quick.
That's fun. I was doing that yesterday. I was rolling yesterday. I was like, I think Steven would do it like this, or Jesse would do it like this. Like, I'll watch you two closely, because I'm like, okay, like if they're doing it like this, maybe I should try that too, because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm a big dude as well, even though people don't think I'm as big as I am, but I am.
But you're getting quick, dude.
A lot of meat and cheese, bro.
For the past year that I've known you, you've gotten a lot better. You're moving a little bit better now.
Yeah, this time last year I couldn't even shrimp.
No, now you're actually doing like you're trying to do some submissions, and
Yeah.
you're escaping out of a lot of things, which is good. I'm proud of you for that.
I love it. I love escaping. I'm not gonna lie. Like, kind of like it builds to my my ego sometimes. Like, you don't even like. I got out like an arm bar yesterday. I'm like, yeah. But that's just pretty dope. Like, I was gonna bring up because we're the big guys. One thing I like about the gym is people don't make fun of us for being the biggest guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in a small town, I know people like to point out like how big you are. Like, you walk down the street, people would stop fucking traffic. Look how fat that guy is, And it's like, oh, damn, man, there's an earthquake in here, And I'm like, bro, like, what is wrong with these fucking people? Like, but like, I know in Killeen people weren't like that. I mean, but they kind of were, because I had a buddy that was 7 foot tall. I tried to get him to come to the gym too. He was like, no.
Yeah. A lot of them will say no.
Yeah, like, at least he was straight up about it. Like,
I wish we had more big dudes in the gym.
I know, that's why I'm like, I was trying to get my brother to come in. And I was like, dude, I don't deserve another strike until I tap my brother. Like, and Skylar's like, I've never seen you this competitive before.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I love my brother to death.
I'm hoping sometime by next year we get you in a competition. Get you 2 years.
It's actually a goal. I want to be ready by April or something. Or March.
By April?
Yeah.
So you got 3 months?
Yeah.
3-4 months to get ready for it?
I want to, and that's a goal. Like, but if it don't, it don't. But, I definitely want to go and try one day, to have a day of it, and just, because I want to see where I'm at with other people that I don't know. And, especially, I like how y'all go to other gyms. I'm like, man, that'd be kind of dope, just to roll with somebody I didn't really know. Because the only other person I ever rolled with was a friend of mine. He was kind of talking trash, and he's like, that shit won't work on me. And I was like, well, let's try it. And I heard him. I felt bad, and it was way before the strike. It was actually last year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then there was I was like, man, I'm just here, and the dude was talking trash about it.
Yeah.
UFC shit don't work on me. That dumbass shit. Man, come on, bro. Like, that's just groundwork. I'll box you up. I'm like, all right, bro. And then what the dumbass did was he ran at me, and he was like freaking half my size, and he tries to tackle me to the ground. I'm like, okay, so the first thing you do and say the ground shit don't work, you want to take me to the ground.
Because he knew you weren't going to be able to move.
Yeah. And so he tried to tackle me, and he left his head wide open. And that's all I thought. And I was like, okay. And because that actually happened to me with fucking Skylar the first time I rolled with him.
Yeah.
Because I tried to, go in, and I left my head wide open, and so I did the same thing, and I walked up on him, and, I kind of heard something in his neck kind of pop. And I was like, oh, shit. Because I went on the ground, and I tried to wrap my legs around them. And the only thing I was thinking was, don't cross your legs. Don't cross your legs. That's the only thing I was thinking. And I was like, oh, shit. But that poor bastard was like, and he's like, I'm going to go in that gym with you, and I'm going to get better than you. I'm going to whoop your ass.
He never showed up.
Yeah, he never showed up.
They never do.
There's always those guys that will talk shit. Like, I had one, and this kind of broke my heart. It was somebody that was in my family. I ain't going to say who it is. I'll tell you afterwards who it was. But it was, he told my stepdad, he goes, why is he doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? He's just wasting money.
Yeah.
And he's like, he ain't gonna make no money off of it. He ain't gonna do nothing with it. You know, hey, why was he doing that? You know, it's like he should give up and, you know, just, you know, be normal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I can't. You know, people told me that with comedy too. Like, you give up, be normal. What's wrong with you? Like, people do that. Like, and then I realized, like, you know, these same people, they can't do, you know, what we do. You know, you ain't gonna see them in the gym. Like, last year, there was a guy that was at my grandma's. He was talking trash to me about kind of like throwing shade towards me and my brother. And my brother's getting all mad, and I'm the only one chilling.
Yeah.
He goes, my brother goes, why ain't you mad? I go, bro. I said, do you see that guy? I said, in the morning, he's going to be laying around playing with his dick, you know, hungover. I'm going to be at the gym rolling with killers. That's the difference between me and him.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, I think that's one thing about, like, what people, I know I talk a lot, sorry. But
I'm not tripping. It's a podcast. So
yeah.
Let's talk anyways.
But that's the one thing I've learned, like, you know, to, like, not let people get to me when they say stuff. Because when I was younger, that's one of the reasons why I kind of gave up on comedy for a while. Because, like, in 2018, 2019, we were doing videos. We were, like, you know, I was getting on the internet doing little videos every day, cracking people up. And then I did stand-up and stuff like that. And then, like, I had some people saying, like, damn, why don't you be normal, bro? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you know, this is stupid, bro. Like, you know, and, like, I worked with some people. This one girl one time, she's like, you know, you'd be dateable if you didn't do that gay comedy shit. You know, you're sitting there talking, you know, and I said, she's like, why don't you be normal? You're not going to be famous. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be famous. Like, it's about having fun.
Yeah.
But
you're just doing you.
Yeah, like, I'm like, what's normal?
That's normal.
Yeah.
Enjoying life is normal.
Yeah.
And most people don't do that. Like I saw a quote the other day. It said, nobody believes in you at first until you start doing what you want to do, and then they start believing in you from the beginning.
That's real.
But the thing is, like, you didn't believe in me at all when I first started. Mm-hmm. And now that I've made some money or I've made my name, now you want to start believing in me? That
same person that talks shit about me doing jiu-jitsu, now it's like, I didn't know you'd stick around in it. And now they're like, good job, bro. And they're like loving my stuff on Instagram and Facebook and, you know, shouting me out. But I had people like for instance, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Brandon in Colleen. He's always, him and this dude Tommy have always been like shouting, like, dude, good job, bro. We're so happy for you. Because they're like, they literally thought, like, they saw me at my lowest point, and they also saw me at one of my highest points when I was out there. And they're like, we really thought you were just going to be like a couch potato and, you know, sit around and, you know, get back into getting drunk all the time and, you know, and smoking weed all day and doing, you know, coke and stuff. But I didn't. So it was like crazy.
You changed your life around, dude.
Yeah.
Again, proud of you, bro. You've done a lot of cool shit.
And that's why they're like, oh, man, you know, a lot of those guys, since day one, since the first day I went in the gym. They haven't done nothing. Like, but those guys literally been showing love since day one. And then there's other guys that ain't done shit, and they're like, man, you suck, you know.
You're always going to have those people.
You're a white belt?
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, like, what am I going to start as a fucking black belt? Get the fuck, you know, like, that's what I tell them. That's another thing I hate is artificial black belts. Yeah. I don't know if you ever met any before, but I met one in Mason last year, and I think he was, because I asked him what his lineage was, and he goes, what the fuck's a lineage? So I was like, that's artificial black belt right there. Because I had a shirt on, and it said, like, the aggressive cuddler, and it had, like, a dude on the back being a rear naked choke. Yeah. And I walked into Dairy Queen in Mason, Texas, and there was a guy there. He's like, oh, I do jiu-jitsu, blah, blah. I said, oh, yes. I said, really? I said, you know, he goes, what's your belt? I said, white. And he looks at the girl there and goes, yeah, well, mine's black. I've been a black belt for about 10 years. And I go, that's fucking dope, bro. You know, like, and I'm like, and I was like really intrigued. I said, man, I said, you know, that black belt's hard to come by, you know. He's like, oh, yeah, it's a lot of hard work, I said, what's your lineage, man, you know? And he's like, what the fuck's a lineage? I'm like, you're fake, you know, like, I was like, we should roll sometime. No, I ain't got time for that. Sweet. I don't want to get beat up by that guy anyway.
You probably wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about?
Well, a lot of things, you know. I should have wrote down a lot of points, you know, like, because that's usually what I do.
Again, first podcast.
Yeah.
We're just starting off.
You know, we're just for as much let them know who we are and stuff. And, you know, I might be the guy you see sneaking out of your mom's bedroom, you know, but your mom needs love, you know. I mean, you know.
I'm sure she's a nice lady.
Yeah. I'm sure your mom's a nice lady. I'm like, she's a whore. You know, damn. Nah. And you know what? I get mad if someone said that about my mom.
Oh,
I really would. You know,
your mom is a nice lady, though. I met her several times.
She, you know, she's something else. Like, you know, she's put hands on me before, and that was recently.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but I be talking shit. And she still thinks she can kick my ass. And I'm like,
most moms say that.
yeah, I'll whoop your ass. I'm like, no, you won't. No, like, chill out. Like, I'll let it happen, but, you know. But, yeah, man, you know, like, it's been pretty cool, though, you know. It's been a pretty cool journey so far. This year has been a freaking crazy year.
It has. But, okay, let me ask you this. What's your favorite thing about jiu-jitsu? Like, what drove you into truly liking it?
The whole, like, my favorite Bible verse starts with iron sharpens iron. I don't know if you ever heard of it, you know, but it's literally like that. That's what I love about it, how everybody's offering it up. Like when I earned a stripe and when I earn another one, it's not going to be just because of me.
Yeah.
It's because of you, Jesse, Skylar, you know, the whole line of people, Mario, a whole line of people there. And so I can't just take credit for everything. And like my buddy, I got a buddy that plays basketball. And he's like, man, everybody's always trying to compete against each other. Is it like that there? I'm like, I said, well, we all roll against each other, but it's not like, you know, I said, no one's hating on each other. No. That's what I like about it, the companionship. And that's something I think I needed at the time, you know. And it was crazy how, like, they got me to go in there. Like, it's crazy how they got me to go into the gym. Like,
you just needed to see some big guys going at it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think what got me was being able to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then learning how to be comfortable in the uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
Like, there's times where, like, even with Jesse, like, I feel like I'm going to suffocate because he's just too good. But I have to control myself, relax, and think, like, okay, how do I escape from this position? Or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just making me want to be a better person on and off the mats.
Yep.
And that's what drove me into liking the sport was I'm always trying to better myself than I was yesterday.
Yeah. And that's exactly right, too. Because that's how I'll be feeling, like, with a lot of that. Because when you're on the mat, and also when you're on the mat, nothing matters.
No, you're not thinking about what's happening outside those doors.
Yeah, and you're rolling, like, there was a video they posted on the Triple Threat page, and it was so cool. It's like, you have gangsters, pastors, and, like, you know, businessmen and stuff all in the same room. And, like, all of us come from different backgrounds. Yeah. And none of us are, like hating on each other because they're, like, you know, for instance, like, me and my cousin Seth that goes there, we have way different political views. And it's like
this is true.
And you know, and but we're not like hating on each other. Same with like me and Jorge. Same with like, you know, me and like a lot of people there. Yeah. And it's like, you know, and me, I just hate every piece of government there is. But everybody has different views on life. Yeah. And it's not like and everybody has different jobs, different backgrounds. There's like doctors, pastors, you know, like I said, gangsters. And I was like, as a gangster, I approve this message. But, but you know, like there's like different backgrounds and stuff, and like no one judges you for who you are.
I said, once you walk through the doors and the door closes, the outside noise goes away.
It's gone.
It's complete quietness. Like you can actually think of something else besides whatever's happening in your personal life.
Yeah, and like you definitely don't have to like talk about your personal life, and you definitely have a good time. And that hour or two you're on that mat, it doesn't matter.
No. You're just thinking about not dying.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about how you can like one of my biggest things I'm thinking about, how can I learn how to do something better, you know? I don't even care about tapping people out. Like, I don't even...
As you like when you see, I don't go for taps. I go for
Yeah.
like, okay, how can I get into this better position than the worst position I'm in now?
Yeah.
Like, cool. If I can get a tap, I'm gonna get a tap. If I don't, I don't.
I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah, I'd rather grow my game than just always trying to go for a submission.
Yeah.
Like, yes, a submission's cool,
Oh yeah.
but if I could figure out how to get to that point, I'd rather do that.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. And I'm always trying to learn how to pass Bill's guards. That's what I
Yeah.
want to learn how to do the best.
And like,
But I can't do it that well.
again, I'm big, but I move like I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's just due to always having smaller partners, and I'm having to be fast and know where people are at.
Yeah.
And especially like with, let's see, Xavier.
Yeah.
Xavier's quick and strong, dude. I have to learn how to be as fast as him and know where he's going to be at the next spot.
Mm-hmm.
And like the last session me and him had, dude, I was so tired after that roll.
I bet.
Granted, it was only a 3-minute roll.
Yeah.
But for those 3 minutes, we were nonstop moving.
And that dude has an 18-year-old like just strength and like energy and
Yep.
like them young dudes are like they amaze me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm like, damn, bro. Like just all the energy. It's crazy to me. Like all that energy.
And it's cool, like, being the photographer for the gym, too, is like being able to see different styles of jiu-jitsu through the lens of a camera.
Heck yeah.
Because you can take a photo of it and be like, okay, that's a cool ass shot. Like, I took that. Like, I could see how they got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then watching the kids classes, like watching the new generation of jiu-jitsu people is awesome too, because you're like, oh wow, I can't wait to see him get
Dude, they're gonna be
whatever
like,
next bout, or
yeah,
eventually start competing and watching them do it too.
they give me hope for the future.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of kids nowadays, you see them, they're just stuck to a cell phone.
Yep.
And I'm like, you little faggot, get away from that fucking cell phone. You know, like, and that's how I feel sometimes. Because like, I've had friends where their kids are like start screaming without a cell phone.
Yep.
And but these kids are like, they're like they're in the same stuff we're into, and they're little badasses.
100% like Judas.
Yeah.
Dude, Judas is cool. Shout out to Judas. Shout out to Seth. Judas is a little badass. I can't wait to see him grow up and kick ass on the mats.
Yeah, he will. He will. 100%. Like, I'm telling you. And, like, you see something like someone like Judas or Jace or you know what I'm saying?
And Jace.
And, like, you see these kids are like, oh, you know what? There is hope for the future. Not everybody's gay in the next generation. You know, like, and that's what I'm thinking sometimes. 'Cause I'm like, I be talking to some, like, you know, whatever, like, you know, one of my nieces or something like that. Like, the other day, my nieces came up to us at Chili's, and I'm like, little attitude assholes. Like, and I would love for them to come in the gym because they would be humbled really quickly. But they're both those little kids that came up to me both have killer instincts in them. They're, you know what I'm saying? I believe it. Their dads did. You know, I grew up with their dads. They're my stepbrothers. But, you know, it's just like those kids, you know, like I wish they could find like something cool. And that's, like I told Eric on the very first podcast I did with him, that's why I started this too, is to like show my family members that it's cool to actually, like, you know, not be fucked up on drugs all the time, because a lot of them are.
See, I'm the only one in my family that does this type of sport.
Me too.
And they all think it's gay, or some shit like that. But like literally, it's probably the best sport I could have done. Like, I don't really care for football anymore. I don't watch it. I don't care for any other sport except for baseball.
I actually haven't been watching football since I started jiu-jitsu as much. I still do sometimes. Don't get me wrong, you know, but it's not as interesting as it was.
No, it's not. Ever since I quit playing football in high school, I was like, there's no joy, man.
I got kicked out for a funny story, actually. I got kicked out because they threatened to drug test us, and I was like, y'all know I'm a fucking pothead, so fuck you. And I left. But they wanted me on the varsity as a freshman. Yeah. Because I was so big, and like all these like fucking seniors and juniors were like, fuck yeah, we want him. And I'm like, just this little dumbass, you know, but like I was this fat, dumb kid that just didn't know my own strength, and I was scared to hurt people. Yeah. Because like when I get really mad, I lose that fear of hurting people. And then you end up hurting somebody. Yeah. And that's what happened my last real fight I got into at a bar, actually. And every time I'm doing, that's one thing I've been trying to fight in jiu-jitsu because like when I'm rolling with somebody, like I remember like what I did to that guy, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that to somebody here. I like these people, you know, like that guy deserved it. But I mean, I didn't do nothing jiu-jitsu to him, but like you know, there was
other things that happened.
Yeah,
got it.
You know, I don't want to say, but it was pretty bad. Like, and it was like, man, I shouldn't do that. You know, and I felt bad. I couldn't sleep for a long time.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, bro. And that's why, like in jiu-jitsu, sometimes I go easy. But like yesterday, they're like, put all your weight into it, and I did. And it's like, this is what you're supposed to do. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, you know, and then.
Yeah, that was how I felt when I won that one super fight for Equinox.
Yeah.
That was like, I knew that dude was strong that I was going against. Shout out to him. His name's Mike. When he tried to channel me, I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm not going to tap to this. I got out of it. I smashed past him. His knees were touching his forehead, literally. Then I was able to pass, and then I tried to mother's milk him right after that. That didn't work. He swept me. He got on top. He tried to take my back. I got out of his back, and then the next thing I know, it was a tussle. I finally got on top, but I moved his vagus nerve, and I made his stomach, all his organs shut down, and I was able to mother's milk him then. And I remember him whispering in my ear, "Hey, dude, I lost. Like, go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap. Like, you're too strong for me. Like, you got this win." And he tapped, like he verbally tapped, and then tapped so the referee can see it. And after that, I was like, "Oh shit, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is the amount of power and speed I have. I just have to believe in it."
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna do in this next match in February.
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna let everything go and just be as hard as I can.
Hell yeah.
Competing is so much fun.
It opens you have a fun. Because I know, like, my little brother knows a guy from 10th Planet. Yeah. And he was like, dude, that gym you go to is called Triple Threat, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, dude, he had a buddy that goes to 10th Planet, and you know him. But,
Lucas?
Yeah. I don't know him personally at all. I just seen pictures of him. My brother showed me. But he was like, dude, my friend Lucas was like, those guys from Triple Threat came in and were freaking killing it. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah. And I'm like,
well, I've never been to 10th Planet in Austin.
Yeah. That's
I
where
want to. Is it when they came to Triple Threat?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, they were talking about, I guess y'all went to like that super fight when you did that? It was that fight.
Oh, yeah.
And all those guys like came, and then like I guess like you and like Dakota and Jesse and Casey came in and just fucking dominated. Yeah. And everybody was just like, and people were talking about it, and I was like, really? They're like, yeah. I'm like, and because I didn't see Triple Threat as like a small gym. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, yeah, that's.
Oh, like, but it is. That's the best part. Is like Triple Threat is such a small gym nobody thinks about.
Yeah.
But there's killers inside that gym.
And I'm like, dude, you don't understand. There's like literally guys that are fucking champions and they're like killers and freaking like, but everybody has a smile on their face. like our coaches are like the nicest dudes. Yeah. And then you're like. But you know, you don't want to get on their bad side. I'm pretty sure. Like,
and the best, like again, like for me now, it's like my name's starting to get out there, and I'm enjoying it. I can go to a different gym now, and people are like, "Oh, what's up, dude? Like I've seen you on Instagram, whatever." Mm-hmm. Like, shout out to Select Jiu-Jitsu in Waco, Texas.
Hell yeah.
And Ty Horn, like, and Trent, like you guys are badasses. Like, thank you for inviting me out to train out there.
That's a giant, right?
Yeah, mobility monster.
Yeah, I started following him on Instagram because that dude's...
Dude, when he picked my fat ass off the ground and slammed me...
I saw that.
I was like, yeah, this guy is strong. And I knew then, like, I was going to have a fight on my hands.
Yeah.
He tapped me.
I saw that video, you went up in the air, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like...
Yeah, then he literally shrugged me with one arm, took me down to the ground with one arm. So, yeah, dude's stupidly strong. Again, shout out to Trent and Ty.
Damn.
Two badass dudes I love to roll with again. But yeah, no, like now that like my name's getting out there, I can go to different gyms and people know me, and you know it's just a good time. That's why I love jiu-jitsu. It's just one of those sports.
And you're sponsored.
Yeah, and being sponsored helps too.
I was there. I remember I was there. I was like,
oh yeah, on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And then I have their hat. Again, follow them on my in my Instagram. Use code Graham for 15% off.
Hell yeah.
What else you want to talk about, or you want to end it right here?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I think we've been having a pretty good time, and it was pretty dope. This is just us getting out there. The podcast will be about more. I think we should record one. Again, like next Sunday or whatever.
Yeah.
But I believe. I don't know. I just know. I don't know what I was gonna say. I just went blank. Like, God, it sucks because
I do that all the time.
like I think of something cool to say. Like I rehearse sometimes at home. Like little jokes I do. Like I don't. Well, sometimes it just comes off the top of my head. Most of the time it does. But like today, I was thinking, okay, what we can talk about on the podcast? We should talk about this, talk about that, and I'm gonna remember it as soon as we turn it off.
Yeah, it happens.
And because that happens a lot.
We can leave notes on our phones later.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Like that's because I have like a notepad.
Yeah.
And I just write down notes and stuff. And all week that's what I do. And like I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about this? And you know what I'm saying? But it's like it's always hard to find stuff to talk about. So if you think you can do better, no, I'm just kidding. I'm the one that's gonna get beat the hell up in public, so don't worry about that. But yeah, hopefully people are gonna listen, man, because we're just two cool ass dudes, and I met this dude through jiu-jitsu, and I made some really good friends last year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, it's been crazy. Like, just, I never thought I would, because I didn't want to make new friends. My whole goal was when I came down here, I'm fuck everybody, man. Like, if I don't know them, fuck them. And that was my goal. And then just before I know it, I started becoming friends with stuff, and, like, people were telling me, like, telling me good job about jiu-jitsu and stuff. And, like, there is an online community from people that do jiu-jitsu is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even on my threads, I have so many people, like, just random people.
Telling you a good job
Yeah.
and shit like that.
And they're like, hell yeah, dude. And, like, on TikTok, I had a guy say, man, you need to start lifting, bro. Like, I can only you'd be a monster. And, like, I was like, I won't be like that one guy, but, like, I always try to get people to come in, though, and, but the podcast, I think it should be about a lot of things, but, like, there's some things that are just, pretty dope. And we definitely had to get ourselves out there today.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about jiu-jitsu, talk about shit that's happening in the world, or food. We'll probably eat on some episodes.
Yeah.
Do some food ratings, shit like that. Let's just make it fun. But hey, But hey, guys, thank you for listening. Please follow us on our Instagrams. They'll be in the bio.
Mm-hmm.
So please follow us. Please follow the podcast. Again, the first episode, it's a little messy, but we'll fix it.
We can also put it on Spotify.
Oh yeah, it'll be on Spotify too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find like there's a way I could I could put it on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah, and like we can make a thumbnail or something like that too for the picture, because I know a lot of people like on my Spotify. I know for a fact I have like a lot of listeners.
Yeah.
And it will show you the degree of listeners, and which you'll have to download the app, because I want you to see it too, because you're better at social media stuff than I am.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I've just recently started growing my Instagram.
Because people hate me. there's, I don't know what it is. They're like, dude, you're like I remember one time on YouTube, some guys like, kill yourself, bro. Because I was like,
that's messed up.
Yeah, like, and I was going off about. I just went through a breakup, and I was just like and I did like a video of me ranting, and it was not a good video, but it was like me like smoking a cigar and just ranting about women, and it was like at that time my point of view, which was not really sexist, but it was like, all you modern women think it's okay to cheat because I'm ugly, stuff like that. And one guy's like, you should really kill yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm gonna take this video down.
Screw that guy.
And then I got drunk on my own podcast, and I took that episode down because I was like yelling and stuff and talking on it. And I don't know why I posted it, so I'm gonna try to keep from being like that. But
I'll keep you down for that.
That's what I'm saying. I think I needed someone to host with me. Like, so I think I need to be a co-host and just let, because like in my heart, like I'm, if I don't have someone to tame me down, it's like it gets pretty weird sometimes. Like the last episode of my podcast, I had to erase it because I got drunk and I was just talking, and I was talking like like we do and stuff like that, and then also talking like how I think, and it was like, ugh. People were like, dude, this guy needs to like, they would have easily taken me down.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Because that's what they do on the internet. They're weird. Like like this is funny. I used to be on before we close. I know it's hard. It's hard for me to stay like close. I'm not good at goodbyes. I'm like Post Malone. I'm not good with goodbyes. But you know, I'm like,
All right, we won't say bye. We'll just say we'll see you later.
yeah. But no, there was this app I used to be called Stereo, and that's where I met my buddy in Florida. That's where I met my homegirl in Pennsylvania and those people. And there was this one guy on there that was acting like Medea. He was a trans person, and he was telling me how he's going to rape me. And they didn't do it. No one did a damn thing about it. But as soon as I said faggot, you know, it was like, oh really? But in my one buddy, he did a whole thing. It had the N word in it, and they shut him down. He can every time he tries to get on that website with a different name, they will recognize his voice and shut him down. All because he said the N word.
I don't know if we could add this last part to the podcast.
But you know, it is what it is.
We're gonna have to edit that part out.
Thank you guys for listening. We should think of a name for it.
Yeah, we'll come up with the name.
Mm-hmm.
Again, shout out to everybody at Triple Threat. Good ass time.
Yeah.
I'm Steven. This is Derek. There's guys.
Yep. Hell yeah.